Okay. Welcome everyone to the Family Services Home Buying Information Session. My name is Chad Guth and I'm here with Kim Cassada, and we will be going through how our home buying process works. So you have some more information on that. And we will also touch on some of the other programs that we offer here at Habitat Montelco. So here at Habitat, our vision is a world where everyone has a decent place to live. And our mission is to bring people together to build homes, community, and hope. And we'll just throw a quick disclaimer out that the photos that you see in this presentation are real people that we work with, and they are real homes that we have worked on. So when you see some of the photos in here of families or individuals who are either receiving their keys or graduating from one of our Almost Home classes, those are real people that we have interacted with and have come through our programs. And we are very happy to share some of the photos with everyone here watching this presentation. So the four main programs that we offer here at Habitat Montelco is our Homeownership Program, which is why you are watching this video here. We also have our Financial Empowerment class, which we call Almost Home. And Kim will touch on that in a few minutes. We have our Home Repair Program, which is for existing homeowners. So if you are a current homeowner and are in need of a home repair that is threatening the safety or security of your home, please go to our website and look at our home repair page. There is some information you can get there about that program. And there's an interest form that you can fill out that will go directly to Ryan Karras, who is our home repair manager. And he will reach out to you and get you some more information about that program. And our other program is our Neighborhood Revitalization Program, which interacts with community members to help improve the quality of life of residents in the communities. We have 3 current neighborhood revitalization zones, one in Pottstown, one in Norristown, and we are happy to have our first zone in Delaware County and Upper Darby. So our homeownership program is what this presentation is going to focus on for the majority of the time. And we really want to kind of ask yourself 2 questions here. Why do you want to own a home? And is Habitat for Humanity a good fit for you and your family? So as we go through this presentation and talk more about how homeownership with Habitat works and what goes into it, be kind of thinking about these 2 questions in the back of your mind. And we'll see if you want to complete an application with us to become a potential Habitat homeowner.
Before we go into our home ownership program even more, I'm going to talk a little bit about our Almost Home program, which is our financial empowerment program. This is a 6-week intensive course focused on financial empowerment and community resources. This class is offered about 3 to 4 times a year. Currently, it is offered virtually, but prior to COVID-19, we were going to Norristown, Pottstown, and Upper Darby to try and go to where people are located and kind of meet them halfway. So this class still runs 2 nights a week for about 2 hours. And when it was in person, dinner and childcare are provided. So currently, right now, virtual, but hoping to get back in person soon. And the goal of the financial empowerment program, this slide kind of goes over our short-term, midterm, and long-term goals. So short-term, which is about 7 months, we're hoping that people who participate will have about $500 in emergency funds, have a budget in place, know where to get resources for financial assistance, know how to address certain issues, maybe something on your credit report, know how to plan to pay off your debt, and credit report errors are identified. So about midterm goals, so about 1 year out after the program, we're hoping participants can have 1 to 6 months of living expenses saved. You're sticking with your budget, you're utilizing your resources, addressing issues when financial rights have been violated, some of your debts have been paid off, and your credit repair is going smoothly. So long term, about 2 years out, we're hoping that whatever your goal is, whether that's just financial independence or home ownership, quality, affordable, safe housing is achieved. So It also kind of goes along with, better saving outcomes, budgeting outcomes, more financial awareness, financial advocacy, and addressing debt. So long-term, whatever that means to you, whether that's home ownership or just quality, affordable, safe housing and financial independence. So a little bit into what the Almost Home program covers. We'll start off with more simple topics like how to, create a savings account, how to increase your savings, start a budget. Then we focus a little bit on credit, which is a big topic for a lot of folks. I know credit is something that affects everyone, and it's always a confusing topic there. But then we touch a little bit on setting financial goals and priorities, creating a savings plan, reducing your debt, and some career development. These topics can change depending on the session. So we've also addressed topics such as investing, how to start a 401k, home ownership basics. So again, each curriculum can vary. And so far, Habitat Montelco has had 15 Almost Home sessions completed. So we've had over 216 graduates. And these are some pictures from our graduations in the past. About 50% of the class had emergency funds of at least $500 by the end of class, and 90% of graduates understood how to create a budget. Another key opportunity from the Almost Home program is the coaching program. So once you are in the Almost Home program and you've graduated, you are able to work with a Habitat volunteer financial coach. You'll see in the picture below one of our coaches working with a future homeowner. So the goal of coaching is just to work on whatever financial goals you have. So again, maybe it's just getting something removed from your credit report. That's all you really wanted to get out of this program. Maybe it's home ownership. You're in it for the long haul here. So this coach will work with you on whatever you need, whatever you want to achieve. And coaches are trained by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau Toolkit. And coaching just provides an opportunity for that one-on-one support to apply what you've learned in Almost Home. And now we're touch on our home ownership program. So for Habitat's Montelco's home ownership program, the key principles we look at are simple, decent, and affordable homes. And our homes are non-traditional lending process. So that means we have a 0% interest mortgage and only require a $500 down payment. That's one of our current homeowners who got her Habitat home in Pottstown in 2019.
So thinking about interest rates, and as we're coming through the pandemic here and coming out of it, interest rates have gone down recently. A couple of years ago, they were closer to about 4.5%, and right now they're sitting around 3%, just under 3%. So if we were to look at a $200,000 mortgage with an interest rate of 2.9%, over 30 years, the homeowner would end up paying close to $100,000 in interest, which is a lot of money. So your $200,000 house just became a $300,000 house. So one of the benefits of becoming a Habitat homeowner or being selected as a Habitat homeowner is that you have an opportunity at a 0% interest mortgage, which keeps your home way more affordable than through the traditional lending process. And as Kim mentioned, our down payment structure. So traditional mortgage down payment requires anywhere from around 3% to about 20% down. So if you're looking at a $150,000 home, your down payment could be anywhere between $5,000 and $30,000. So again, at Habitat here, we only require a $500 down payment, which is an opportunity that you won't find in other lending places unless there are special grants or first-time home buyer opportunities out there that you qualify for. But here at Habitat, we're pretty consistent with a 0% interest mortgage and $500 down. So Habitat's basic house design standards, we rehab and build, as Kim mentioned earlier, basic, decent, affordable homes. So average new construction size for a Habitat home is around 1,100 square feet. It does vary a little bit depending on location and house design, but it's fair to say an average is about 1,100 square feet. However, rehabs do vary by property. We're given the rehab, it's the footprint that is existing. And a lot of times we're going in and trying to keep structure the way it is and keep bedroom sizes the way they are. So we've rehabbed homes with multiple bathrooms, up to 2 or 3 bathrooms, 2 or 3 full bathrooms in them. Bedrooms up around, I think we've done homes that have 5 bedrooms in them. But whenever we do a new construction, we're looking at an average of 3 bedrooms and 1.5 bathrooms. Everything that we do is energy efficient. So we're looking at energy efficient appliances. We want to make sure, again, that our homeowners have the most affordable appliances and utility payments as possible. So we try and make things as energy efficient as possible. Everything is safe, code approved, wiring, plumbing, HVAC, all of that has been inspected during the process. Nothing that we do is shoddy work. We're trying to make sure that everything is up to code, and we do make sure everything is up to code for our homeowners. And however, a homeowner cannot make any structural changes until the primary mortgage is paid off. So if you purchase a home from us, a new construction home that is a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, and when you buy it, you have 2 children living in the house with you, and one of your children moves out, and you want to make one of the bedrooms much larger as a large master suite or something along those lines, you wouldn't be able to make that change until the mortgage is paid off. And Habitat is not a custom builder. There are accommodations that we can make, especially for disabilities and things like that, but we are not a custom builder. We will not customize anything in the home for a homeowner that just wants something because they don't like the standard design that they're being given. Our locations for our houses are pre-established. So we currently are building a home in Pottstown, and the application that we are going to be discussing here today is for our Hatfield locations that will be opening up in a couple weeks. So the locations that we work in are pre-established. Homeowners do not get the opportunity to kind of call us up and say, I want to become a Habitat homeowner in X location. The locations are listed on our applications. So we encourage families to not apply for homes that they're not actually interested in living in, or applying in areas where they're not actually interested in living in. We put the addresses on the applications so that you can see what the actual address of the property that you're applying to is, so you can go out and take a look at that physical location and do some homework and some research on the area to figure out if that's a school district that you want to be in, or if your commute to work is going to be longer than you want it to be. So we are continuously evaluating additional site locations for future homes, but we strongly encourage folks to take a look at the address on the application so that you can apply to a home that you actually are interested in living in. So starting July 1st, we will be accepting applications for our 4 new homes in Hatfield at 2714 Cowpath Road. They are new construction. It will be 2 sets of twins. So it will be 2 sets of homes that are attached to each other. They will be, as mentioned earlier, 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath, roughly 1,100 square feet. Everything will be Energy Star certified, and the energy efficient appliances will be installed in those homes. The projected monthly mortgage payment on these homes is about $1,400, and that includes the principal payment and escrow. And escrow does include your taxes and homeowner's insurance. These homes are projected to be completed in fall of 2022. Again, I just want to say though that this is just an estimated time range, and the projected mortgage payment is an estimate. So that is not necessarily set in stone. Things do happen with construction, delays with materials, or delays with actual contractors working on the homes. So we have an estimated completion date of fall 2022, but that may change based on how the construction process is going. And the projected monthly mortgage payment is based on we'll get into the mortgage structure here in a minute, but just want to say that is based on a projected appraisal value of the home, which may change by the time the homes are complete. So just want to make sure that everyone is aware of that. And for selecting families, Habitat looks at three main criteria when selecting our next Habitat homeowner. And we do look at the homeowner's need, their willingness to partner with us, and their ability to pay. So when looking at these three criteria, which we will dive into here next, but those are the three things that we look at when looking at our selection process for our Habitat families. There is a requirement that you must live or work in Montgomery or Delaware County for at least 1 year. And our housing opportunities are typically for people who are not current homeowners. There are some exceptions that may apply, but if you are currently a homeowner, chances are that you would not meet one of our criteria to become a Habitat homeowner.
So what does it mean when we say need and willingness to partner? So need is kind of defined as overcrowded or substandard living conditions. You could also be paying more than 30% of your household income for housing, which means that makes it unaffordable, or you are unable to attain a traditional mortgage or save enough for a down payment. So those are our three examples of need for a Habitat home. And willingness to partner means that you will agree to complete 200 hours of sweat equity per applicant, and at least 100 of those has to be on the construction site. So 100 on the construction site, and then the other 100 will be almost home, which counts for 40 hours, and then volunteering in the restore and working with your financial coach on top of maybe some media opportunities, speaking in public or speaking for reporters about your experience with Habitat. So those are kind of the other 100. And you must agree to the publicity of a home purchase, which I just kind of touched on, and complete education requirements. So all that means is almost home. You must have completed almost home before you move into your house. So for ability to pay, this is the 2021 income limits that we must follow. And this is gross income. So this is before taxes. So there's a small error right here on family size for household size of number 1. That number should be 55, just like the rest of the household sizes. So 55, no matter what size your family is, your household is. That is just to make sure that you can afford this home. And then you cannot exceed 80% of the median income. So you'll see each number varies based on the household size. So for example, if you're a household size of 4, you must make $55,000 a year, and you cannot exceed $75,600 a year. So again, this will just be dependent on your household size. And again, small error on household size number 1, that should be 55 as well. This also will be on the application. So don't worry if these numbers, you can't write them down. They'll be on the application. Just make sure you look at your household size and see if you meet the income requirements. If you do not, if you make under 55 or you make higher than the 80% of the median income guidelines, we cannot accept your application. Unfortunately, you're out of our income guideline range. So again, this is gross income, and that also includes SSI and disability. So further, with ability to pay, we don't have a minimum credit score, but there should be a consistent payment history. So what that means is if we see, over $3,000 or so of collection items on your credit report, that's not going to look great for our family selection committee. We want to see that you've been consistently paying down debts, maybe meeting your minimum payment requirements. But again, no minimum credit score, but there is, we cannot accept credit scores with $3,000 of collection items or more. And housing to income ratio cannot exceed 29%. So based on your income, whatever that is, you cannot be paying more than 29% for this home. If it's going to be too high for you, over 29%, that means this home cannot be affordable for you. Same with debt to income ratio, it cannot exceed 41%. So based on your income, we'll look at what debts you have currently, and we'll add in that mortgage payment of about maybe $1,400. And if that percentage goes over 41%, that's too high of a debt to income ratio. The home would not be affordable for you in that case. So we spoke about this earlier, but again, financial obligations to buy a Habitat home. You must have $500 for a down payment. And be prepared for the monthly mortgage payments, which include your principal, your taxes, and your homeowner's insurance. So your taxes and homeowner's insurance go into an escrow account and they can change over time. So each year we will see, does your homeowners or does your taxes go up or down? So your payment could change that way. All right, and this is a breakdown of what your monthly payment would look like. So as Chad was talking about earlier, your principal here is only about, say, $611. And we base this on a loan of $220,000 for over 30 years, which is similar to what we might be looking at for the Hatfield homes. So principal payment is $611. Your homeowner's insurance could be $100 a month. City township taxes, $95. Real estate taxes, $74. School district taxes, $490. This is all predictions, but these are they're somewhat close to what we're getting to, but again, they're just estimates, but that could look like a total monthly payment of $1,370.
So with the Habitat mortgage structure and being able to keep our homes affordable with our 0% interest mortgage and our $500 down, one of the unique opportunities we have here is the silent second mortgage that we offer homeowners. So what a silent second mortgage is, it's a mortgage that added on to the primary mortgage when the appraised value is higher than what Habitat is planning to sell the house for. So we'll do a breakdown here in a second of what that looks like, but it helps us maintain the appraised value of the home and to stabilize the value of the other homes in the community. One of the stigmas that a lot of communities have about Habitat homes is that we sell our homes for much less than they're appraised for, which drives down the housing market in that area, and it makes other people unhappy that live in that community. So one of the ways that we structure our mortgages is to keep the appraised value, keep it on paper that it's sold at what is appraised at, and it keeps the housing stock in the area stabilized and it does not decrease the value of anyone's homes around the Habitat homes. However, once a homeowner stays in the house for the full term, in this case, we're looking at 30 years, the silent second mortgage falls off. It satisfies itself, and you as the homeowner would never have to pay a dime on that mortgage. However, if you were to sell the house before that term is complete, then that silent mortgage comes back into play, and you would need to pay back that silent mortgage as well. We also do a shared equity. So if the homeowner sells their home before the 30-year mortgage or before paying off the full mortgage amount, any equity that is gained in the sale of the home, Habitat splits that with the homeowner. And the percentage of what that ratio split looks like changes over time. And that is something that you would be aware of if you were selected and were to become the next Habitat homeowner. We do go over what that structure looks like, but that is a method that we use to help us recoup some of the investment that we make in the home. And it also enables us to continue to offer that 0% interest mortgage to our future homeowners. And ideally, if you become a Habitat homeowner, we want to see you stay in the community that you purchased the home in. And we want to see you stay for 30 years and pay off that mortgage and have that home completely owned to you. And so this is an opportunity for us to help encourage you to stay in that home and keep the equity for yourself. So when talking about what that silent second mortgage kind of structure looks like, so if these Hatfield homes were to appraise at $250,000 and we sold it to our homeowner for $215,000, but we factor in closing costs, so your loan actually becomes $220,000. This is with the $5,000 closing costs, which is just an estimate. It may be higher than that, but we would do a silent second mortgage of $35,000. So if you looked at that original amount of $215,000 and you added the $35,000 second mortgage to that, the house would be sold on paper at the appraised value of $250,000. So anyone living in that community would see that the home sold at $250,000. However, you as the homeowner would not be paying on that $35,000 second mortgage. And again, if you stay in the house for 30 years or pay off the first mortgage, that silent second mortgage just goes away and you never pay a dime on it, which is a great benefit to you as a Habitat homeowner. So in terms of opportunity here, we have less stringent lending criteria. So we are willing to work with our homeowners. Again, thinking Kim mentioned earlier about that we don't necessarily look at certain credit scores or have a minimum credit score requirement or anything like that. We do look at your credit, and we are willing to overlook some things in folks' credit to understand where they were in the past and not penalize them for them. We also have little cash needed at settlement, so that only $500 down for our closing process and a 0% interest mortgage. Our homes are quality, energy efficient, and we do offer the education and support throughout the process and beyond. So Habitat is here to work with you, and we try and offer as many opportunities to our homeowners to gain more support and education. And we want to be a resource for you as you go through this process with us and partner with us. That's where the whole willingness to partner comes in, is we want you to be a Habitat ambassador with us and promote the different programs that we have and be involved in different Habitat ventures that we have. However, on the term side, homeowners do not choose the location or features of the house. They are, again, simple, decent, affordable houses. There are residency restrictions. The silent second mortgage has minimum time on it, so you can't, there's no way to expedite that silent mortgage falling off or not paying on that unless you were to pay off the terms of the first mortgage. There is the shared equity. So the shared equity is if you were to sell the home before you pay off that first mortgage, Habitat will get some of that equity that goes into that. And it is a public process. So again, with the willingness to partner, and again, talked about all these photos and the people that you saw in these photos, they are real Habitat homeowners. We do like to advertise and talk about our Habitat homeowners and share their stories and celebrate their successes as we go through this journey. And we do use the photos for marketing events and to promote different programs and promote opportunities. So that is part of the public process. And oftentimes you will see news cameras at the house dedications. And again, that's just a way for us to celebrate you as a Habitat homeowner and to help promote the work that Habitat is doing in the community.
All right, so next steps for the home buying program. So as you saw earlier on one of the slides, the application will come out on July 1. So please read the application packet carefully. There's a lot of information, but it's very important that you go through it slowly. Complete the application fully. And if you meet the eligibility requirements and are interested in the current available properties, that's great. We'll process your application. If you are not already on our contact list, please sign up to be added. And you can email Sammy or I. Our emails will be on the last slide here so that you will hear about housing opportunities as they become available. We will also throw out some other program opportunities as well as housing. So here is just a little screenshot of what is also going to be required from you when you fill out the application. Again, this is on the application. This is the very first page, but we just wanted to highlight it a little bit here. So things that you need to be prepared for are your photo ID, driver's license, social security card for all family members, children included. And then we also need copies of birth certificates for all children and or dependents. If you receive public assistance funds, please show statements for that. So SSI, child support, food stamps. Pay stubs for the most recent consecutive 90 days. This is a big one. So we need the past 3 months of your most recent pay stubs. We need all checkings, savings, and credit union and retirement fund statements for the last 3 months as well. This is also a big one. So if you have a checking and savings account, we need 3 months from both your checking and savings account. If you have a co-applicant, we need checkings and savings account statements for the past 3 months. If you're an applicant with a co-applicant, we need this for both parties. We need W-2s from the past 2 consecutive years, including your federal tax returns. If you are self-employed, that's fine. We just need a current year-to-date P&L. So corporate and or partnership returns may also be needed at this time. We will need a list of addresses and phone numbers from present or former employers, landlords, banks, and creditors for the last 2 years. And if applicable, 1099 forms, just for any other sources of income that may be coming in for the past 2 years. And if applicable, any bankruptcy filing papers, discharge letters, anything if you've had a bankruptcy in the past. And again, if applicable, complete copies of divorce and or separation agreements, custody agreements, and child support orders. So again, this is all on the first page of the application, but be prepared to gather this stuff. And if not, we will need it to process forward your application. If you do not send certain things that apply, or your co-applicant forgets to send all their savings account information within the 30-day window, we will no longer be able to accept your application. It's very important that all this gets sent in with your application. So please know that some families have applied several times before they become eligible. Housing placements are not guaranteed, but we encourage you to reapply when you do not receive a housing offer. We want to work with you. Just understand there are 4 homes. So 4 households will become Habitat homeowners from this Hatfield properties, but do not just get discouraged. You can definitely reapply in the future if you see a housing opportunity that's right for you and your family. So like I mentioned earlier, my name is Kim Cassida. That is my email there, kcassida@habitatmontelco.org, or you can email Samantha Walker at swalker@habitatmontelco.org with any questions you have about our application process. And please stop in, visit our restores. And our Foundry location is currently closed, but it'll be opening up around early August. So some more information to come for that. But currently our Blair Mill store is open. So please come out and support our restores. And thank you for your time listening to our presentation. Again, reach out to us if you have any further questions, and we look forward to receiving your applications. Thank you.